Michigan wins 75-72 over the undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers, snapping their 24-game win streak. Hadn't lost since the Crown last year. This was a game that I think a lot of people watching, especially Michigan fans, truly would think that they would not win this game. I didn't think Michigan played very well. Turnovers was a big issue for Michigan. 19 turnovers on the day. Now, Nebraska did have quite a few turnovers as well. That definitely did help, especially in the second half, and also the rebounding differential between these two teams. Michigan out-rebounded Nebraska by 12. That was a really big kind of key point of this game, was not only that, but just truly what Michigan was able to do defensively in the second half. Nebraska in the second half was not able to shoot the three very well. This is the number one shooting three-point percentage team in the country. They also did not have two of their main contributors. Rank Mass did not play in this game. Instead, they got great performances from Sanford. Sanford was great in this game. At 20 points, 6 for 18 from the field, 5 for 16 from 3. Obviously, not a great shooting percentage. Nebraska did shoot only 34% from 3, which if you see that like that might be like a decent performance for most teams, but 34%, at least for what Nebraska's been shooting this year, isn't that great. Lawrence had 20 points as well. Hoiberg was able to contribute as well with 13 points. But this was a game that Nebraska was only up 2 heading at halftime, which at a point really seemed like Nebraska was going to get things going into that. They were going to have a decent lead heading at halftime, but to full-on credit Michigan, they were able to fight back. There were several times, especially in that first half, where it seemed like Michigan was getting lost, especially their guard play when it comes to just the defense. It truly seemed like Nebraska was running what they wanted to, and really that's what they're going to do all game. And because of that, they were able to have a 2-point lead headed into halftime, and truly, defense completely turned around in the second half for both teams. Michigan put up 27 points, Nebraska put up 22 points. It just truly kind of flipped the script when it came to the first half to the second half. You do also have to obviously mention a couple of great performances from Michigan. Morez Johnson, 17 points in this game. I thought early on he was really, really efficient. Ademara, 10 points. Namari Burnett, 9 points. You also have to talk about Trey McKinney. Trey McKinney was the player that gave Michigan the lead at the end of this game. 11 points. Huge bucket. There's obviously a little bit of controversy. Did Sam Hoiberg get there before? It would have been a charge. It wasn't called a charge. It wasn't called a foul. But Trey McKinney was able to make the shot, give Michigan the lead at the end of the day. And then after that, Michigan did not give it back up. So obviously credit to Trey McKinney for that. There's going to be, obviously, like I said, a little bit of controversy from that in itself, but you really can't obviously overturn that. Yaxel Lindenberg did have 10 points. I do wonder if it's going to have a little bit of a conversation about Yaxel shooting the three, because he's been struggling recently. He shot 0 for 6 from 3 in this game. Michigan only shot 6 for 26, 23% from 3. But truly, when it comes to what Michigan does best, it's going to be one defense. I believe Michigan now still has a top 5 defense in the entire country, according to Ken Palm. I believe it's 3 or 4 as of right now. That defense is still really good for Michigan. Also, obviously, inside the paint as well. You have to give credit to Michigan as well. They were able to attack the paint. They were able to get quite a few points in the paint. You really have to give credit to, obviously, Morez Johnson and Damara for able to really kind of be key contributors inside the paint with Michigan. They were able to put up 38 points inside the paint compared to 32. That's definitely a little bit of a different change of pace. And then really the last big thing I really want to talk about, and full on to Michigan, they were able to get to the free throw line. Nebraska shot 4 free throws in this game. 3 for 4, but shot 4. The difference between what Nebraska did compared to what Michigan did, Michigan shot 23 free throws. 19 for 23 at 83%. That's definitely an improvement for Michigan, especially from kind of like when they were struggling a couple of games ago. But a difference in 19 free throws, especially in this game, was huge, especially in the second half. When you need to make free throws, Ademara was able to make a couple, at least one important free throw down the stretch. Michigan was able to get to the line. And even though in the first half, offensively, both teams were performing well, was able to put up points, when you really have these lockdown defenses in the second half, you need to be able to get to the free throw line, you need to be able to score points. And Michigan was absolutely able to do that. Michigan was able to find a win at home that, and a lot of people thought they were not going to do. Nebraska controlled and had this lead for like 98% of this game. That was it. But when it came down to time to make plays, Michigan and a guy like Trey McKinney, Michigan and a guy like Elliot Cadeau. I know Elliot Cadeau didn't play extremely well, but like there was multiple players on this Michigan team that was able to make the right play. And with about I think 10 some odd seconds left, Nebraska did have a chance to tie it. A couple missed 3-pointers for Nebraska, and at the end of the day, Michigan is able to escape with the 3-point win against a top 5 team in the country at home. And it truly sets up this matchup against Michigan State. This Michigan State-Michigan matchup is going to be extremely fun. You got two teams coming off of wins that you should argue that should have been wins. But at the end of the day, Michigan defensively in the second half started to turn up a little bit. Were able to get to the free throw line enough. Were able to convert when they did. And truly the rebounding differential between two of these teams was really the main difference at the end of the day. Free throws, rebounding, defense. Michigan was able to convert when they got chances. Nebraska did not hit their shots in the second half. At least at one point, I believe they were 1 for 13 in the second half from 3. This is the best shooting team, at least statistically, when it comes to 3 in the country, and they just went cold at the wrong time. Because of that, they snapped the 24-game win streak. But full-on credit to both teams. Nebraska, great start to the season. Nebraska is going to be completely fine. Michigan gets a big home win heading into Michigan State on Friday. So really, really great basketball towards the end of this game. But you can take a lot away from both of these teams, a lot away from this specific game. And full-on credit to Michigan for getting that 3-point win at home. But now it's on to Michigan State, Michigan. It's hate week. Hate week is here. The preview for that will be up tomorrow, so if you make sure to tune into that one. But if you like this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, all of that. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in, and looking forward to doing the preview and releasing that for Michigan State, Michigan coming up on Friday.